We continue our team coverage now with more on voter turnout and what the turnout means for the race.
Joining us to break it all down is CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto. Anthony, we know you're a busy man this time of year. Thank you so much for joining us. And, you know, it's early in the evening, but we have to ask the question, can you make anything out of the numbers so far?
Greetings from the data desk, Dick, yes. Jessica. Look, this is what it's all about, right? So the breakdown right now, the first thing to note is that this is early vote. That means it's people who cast their votes before today. And what's important here is a lot of polling leading into this suggested that Mamdani might do well on the early vote. And in fact, that is what you see, right? At 43.1, yep, see, it's updating live as we speak, 43.6 to 34.6 for Cuomo. That's generally the shape of the race that we've seen. The other part of this, though, is it's always worth reminding viewers throughout the night that somebody has got to get over 50%. And if you get over 50%, you win it outright. Otherwise, we're going to ranked choice, and that's another complicated process we can break down. But that's really what we're watching. The key now is going to be, we got indications a lot of people did vote today, and so that's how you got to measure now what comes in, how much more is left to come in. We think, and I'll just show you this, we think the estimate right now is approaching 1.1 million in total turnout. And for context, there's about 3 million Democrats in New York City, so that would be a third, and that would be very high turnout for a New York primary, Dick.
Anthony, it's Jessica here. I'm curious how you want to weigh in on the indications of ranked choice voting impacting the results and how ranked choice will sway the end results, which we know we won't get tonight. We'll get them sometime next week.
That is probably going to be the key question. So here's the deal. If somebody is ranked, let's say second or third choice, right, but their voters, they get eliminated. So let's suppose somebody down the bottom, and the way this works is the lowest candidate, the one who gets the first place votes, gets eliminated, okay? Their second and then subsequently maybe third choices get allocated to the higher remaining candidates. So what happens is let's say it stays in this order, and there's not necessarily going to, but is Cuomo ranked second by a lot of people who voted for a candidate that gets eliminated? Is he ranked third by a lot of people who voted for a candidate that gets eliminated? That could push him higher, whereas if in fact Mamdani is the second choice or the third choice of a lot of those lower candidates, then that could push him higher. And that's how ranked choice voting works. When candidates are eliminated in that RCV, that ranked choice count, their voters still have an impact. They take their second and their third choices and move them up to the remaining candidates. And that's how candidates could start to jockey and go back and forth on position.
Really changes the dynamic of the race. Anthony Salvanto, as always, thank you for your insight.
Thanks very much.